There was once a young man named Elias who lived in a quiet village surrounded by hills and rivers and the sound of birds that knew no sorrow. Yet, despite the beauty around him, Elias carried a strange emptiness, a hunger he could not name. He had friends. He laughed. He worked in the fields. But when the world went quiet, something deeper stirred within him, aching like a song remembered, but never sung. At night, he would lie awake and whisper to the stars, "Is this all there is? Is anyone out there? Someone who sees me, someone who knows me." One night, alone on a hill, Elias shouted into the sky, "If you are real, God, where are you? Have you forgotten me?" There was no lightning, no voice, no miracle, just silence. But something in that silence felt different, alive. The wind shifted, the trees stilled, and in the stillness Elias felt something more intimate than words, a presence. He didn't hear it with his ears, but with the deepest part of his soul. "I have been with you all along. I have waited for you." Tears filled his eyes. He sank to his knees, trembling, not in fear but in recognition. From that night on, Elias changed. He no longer chased comfort, praise, or even certainty. He chased the presence. He found traces of God in the laughter of children, in the break of dawn, in the eyes of strangers. He prayed, not out of duty, but out of desire. His love for God grew not like a blazing fire, but a steady flame, quiet, warm, unshakable. There were times he felt distant from God, times of sorrow, betrayal, even silence. But even in the silence, he no longer felt alone. He had learned the ache itself was part of the love. Years passed. His youth faded. His hair turned silver. The world changed, but his longing did not. It deepened. One evening, as the sun sank behind the hills, Elias walked alone to a grove of olive trees. He sat beneath them, his body tired, but his heart full. He whispered one last prayer. "I have loved you, though I never saw you fully. May I now see the face I've chased all my life." And then the wind rose again. But this time, it was not a whisper. It was a voice without sound, a light without form, a love without beginning. The trees bowed, the stars bloomed like flowers. And God came, not as thunder, not as judgment, but as love itself. The love Elias had been chasing all his life now wrapped around him, filled him, completed him. Every question, every wound, every lonely night made sense in that single moment. Elias smiled through his tears, and when he opened his eyes, he was no longer beneath the trees. He stood in a garden more real than anything he had ever known. It pulsed with light, it sang without sound. There were no shadows there, only truth, only beauty, only God, only paradise. And the voice said, "Welcome home, beloved, you never walked alone.